Hey guys, and welcome back to the Nicola Collective podcast with your host Emilio.
And Olivia Nicola.
Online work has been a blessing to some people. Like, there's been stories of people getting laid off, losing their jobs, and they were up there. Like, they had some high paying, high class job, or like
Yeah.
just they were a supervisor, a manager, whatever, and they were the ones told you can't work anymore.
Yeah.
And the online space is what God allowed them to walk into to further their calling. You know what I mean? They were still called into that field, but now they're there to teach it. And it became like what felt like a curse before, what people thought like, oh great, I just lost my job, I lost everything. Now it's the biggest blessing in their life compared, like obviously next to salvation. You know,
they
what I
have
mean?
freedom now.
Like after that, yeah.
They actually have freedom to do what they want and be able to create their own schedule, do what they want in their life. Like, I cannot tell you how much freedom we have now that we like are able to work from home and run our business from home. Like, just the amount of freedom we have to do pretty much anything we want whenever we want is great. Like, we can go anywhere. Like, we're literally going to Arizona tomorrow. Just decided to with, my family. But we didn't have to ask anybody if we could take off a day of work. Like, I know one of my friends is like has to take off a day of work or 2 days, 3 days of work, and I'm like, dude, that's sad. Like, we don't have to do that. Like, we don't have to give up
We
our
just take our work with
PTO or
with
anything.
us.
Like, we just take our laptop with us, pack it up, and go in the car, the plane, wherever we're gonna go. And
Work
it's
on it
like,
for a couple hours and
yeah, work on things for a couple hours and you're done. Like, you don't have to like stress out too much because we're not measured by our time. We're measured by our success. So we our goal is to complete something at the best of our ability, and whether that takes us 10 hours or it takes us an hour, it doesn't matter because we're not measured by our time like most people are who are in a 9 to 5. They're trading their time for money, and that is the most detrimental thing you could probably do because eventually by the time you retire, you'll probably be like in your 60s, and then you're like,
yeah.
great.
And then
Now
you don't have
what?
anything to continue either.
And you don't even want to do anything because it's like it's hard to travel. You're like old and crotchety. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll be like not crotchety at 60 because of all the technology nowadays and stuff like that. But it's like still, like imagine being like old and crotchety and then you finally retire at that age and you're like, great. Like, now I can just, I have no energy to go anywhere. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I gave up 60 years or 40 years of my life to freaking work at this company, and I'm getting social security. Like, so they're getting like social security and freaking like
And it's barely paying the bills.
nothing, maybe pension, but it's just like not even like
not a lot of people get pension anymore.
No, and it's not good enough. Like, it's really not. So it's like,
say you were to develop more skills in the field that you work with as you're working for somebody else. A lot of places don't reward you for doing more. They're like, "Oh, you did more during the same amount of time. Awesome. Now
they don't care.
Now the company makes more money. Do you?
Yeah.
No. Like that was your job to do. They pay you to do that, and they're like, they expect you to do more than you're actually paid for some odd reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's great to do everything with excellence, to work excellently, but that doesn't mean that you have to like burn yourself out to do it. If you're gonna do the extra work, make sure you steward it wisely, steward that time wisely, and know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, even like with our, like for instance, for if you're going to be a freelancer, like with our clients, at least it's like we set guidelines of like what our scope of work is, what are the services being provided, and we stick to that. Like that is what we stick to. And um we don't worry about like having to fill up time or having to fill up, I know so many people in their 9 to 5s who are just there and they just like they have to be there.
Yeah.
So they're trying to like fill up time and do mundane little tasks every single day.
Yeah.
And it's stupid because it's like it sucks actually for the company as well. Because if you think about it, it's like just let them go, pay them more like an hour if you're gonna do that, and just let them go home. Like, stupid. I don't know.
The thing is, it's like when you work for yourself, it's like you could tell your client like, yeah, it could take me 3 hours, it could take me 30 hours, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's gonna get done. Like, I can't tell you, just right before this, it's like, again, like we don't always plan for these things, like a malware battle, like, something just pops up instantly, and it's like, okay, we're on it because we have to be,
Yeah.
and that's that.
Like
Like, you can't.
malware, you can't just let that slide. You have to get on it as
No,
fast as
yeah. So
possible.
it's like all these things that just like happen. It's like that's what we take care of because that's what we agreed to. But
Yeah.
it's like there's people in like 9 to 5s who are just like doing random stuff, and it's like that's not even their like scope of work or anything, and they're just having to do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of sad, but your freedom is lost like a lot of the time. Like you don't get to do a whole lot of things. You have to ask for permission so much. Like I remember when me and you freaking when we first got married and I remember we took a trip to Mammoth and we were like there for like an extra day or something and just having to ask for permission for you to take off an extra day from work was like,
It was nuts.
yeah,
No, and then getting written up because I didn't have enough time for our honeymoon, which was already planned out. But you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like that
yeah,
that sucks because like
yeah,
there's something that was already planned out. You
yeah.
can't back out of it. Now you got to risk your job just to like whether or not to do it because
Yeah, yeah.
you can't transfer things around. You know what I mean?
It's just stupid. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So like some companies are like, you don't want to do it our way, screw it. Like you're not gonna be here anymore. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And there's other moments where it's like you have to, you really have to work with what you got.
yeah,
We're not saying that one thing is better than the other because some things work better for different people. You know what I mean? Some
yeah.
people need that consistency. Some people need the 9 to 5 because that's where they were called to reach other people.
Mhm,
Some people need it because they need to be around other people.
mhm.
And but we're here to say like it's good to be an entrepreneur whether you're working a 9 to 5 or not because you have some kind of freedom, you have some new way of stewarding what God gave you.
You're in control of
You're in
it.
control, but God is able to bless you further because you are walking hand in hand with them as opposed to just like,
Yeah.
all right, God, I know this is stable, I'm not going to do anything further. It's kind of like when you think about the parable of the bags of gold, and it's like this one, buried in the
There's so
dirt.
many times where we brought up this
I
parable, but
know, but it's
yes.
so good because it's like
Yeah.
think about it. Someone like brought it to the bank. They collected it collected interest. Someone you know buried it in the dirt and didn't collect any interest. And then
Yeah.
the master was like, "You wicked and evil servant. You could have at least put it in the bank so it would collect interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Things that you could have done to move it forward.
Yeah, to steward wisely.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next income stream because I feel like we focus a lot of time on that. But I mean, I do feel like that's the best beginner friendly thing you can do. Um, like, service-based businesses are the best beginner-friendly things,
Yeah.
especially just like anything blue collar, like whether that be windows or gutters or pressure washing or lights, Christmas lights, or you know, roof cleaning. I don't even know. A bunch of
Yeah.
stuff. There's so many things you can do. And I think I'm talking to a lot of like men out there right now. Talking to all those dudes that are manly and stuff and like
Yeah.
that stuff.
Well,
Anyway, so there's a lot of things you can do for service based businesses, but I feel like
let's talk
another
about the next.